Hey, yo, what's up, guys? My name is Matt, content producer for OddsJam. And since there's a game on Thursday night, we will be giving out positive expected value plays. I know that it's been a little bit rough recently. I believe my last 6 plays have all lost. All my last $600 plays, include for the last 3 games. That's tough. I don't enjoy that. Hopefully, people are following me on Twitter at my handle below. Because I've been posting one positive expected value play a night, and the one I did last night was for the NBA, De'Aaron Fox, over 5.5 assists. That one hit. That was plus 130 odds. So that was nice. I enjoyed that. It was good to get back into a public win column. As you can see from my numbers here, this has been a bad week. So as of right now, I'm down about $350. Of course, this was right after my best week. So that's kind of how things go. Obviously, I'm still up 2,600 in total profit. Positive expected value, I'm still up over 2,000. And for basketball, it's about 1,400. Football, you have to add these two together because there's some stuff I forgot to specifically say football, but 800, 900 plus 350, so about 1,250 in football. That's how you get to your number. So still positive, still profiting from these positive expected value plays. I do admit it's been tough with these last 6 not hitting. So I changed up my process a little bit. I think just because I like to bring everybody behind the curtain and so everybody understands my thought process. What I've been doing is just so right now, this is for the Colts Jets game tomorrow night on Thursday. Right now, there's only 2 positive expected value plays. There's this Michael Carter one over 34.5 receiving yards, and this Mike White under 1.5 passing touchdowns. What I've been, and they're both player props. So what I've been doing is just saying, hey, here's the 2 I'm seeing, and I made those my $100 plays. I'm going to switch that up a little bit. I'm not going to choose both. Like this Mike White one, it's positive expected value. It's almost 4%, but I'm still not quite confident enough that he's going to hit the under. I know the Colts have a good defense, and I mean, you really can't expect Mike White to do what he did last week, but I'm still not quite there yet. And for minus 135, I don't think the juice is worth it. So that's not gonna be one of my official plays. We'll talk about this Michael Carter receiving one next. Hint, that will be one of my plays. But instead of, like I said, just choosing the 2 that I see on the page, making those my plays, I'm going to instead look at some non-player props as well and see if there's any value there. So first things first, I want to talk about this Michael Carter one. So I love it. I think it's a great play. I know technically the expected value is less percent. That's just because I don't think the odds, instead of you're getting it at minus 135, the Mike White one, this one you're getting at minus 113. And the OddsJam perfect line has it at minus 141. So if we look at the calculator, it's got about a 55% chance of hitting. And the Kelly criterion method is telling you to put about 3.4% of your bankroll on it. So my bankroll is technically 750, so I should be putting 25 on it. But for the purposes of these videos, I like to put 100 on it just to kind of show people my confidence. And this one, I know it sounds hollow after the past couple plays have been bad, but this one I'm very confident on. So before I get into the football reasons, I just kind of want to show you the odds and stuff. So like I said, the OddsJam perfect line has it at minus 141. We're getting it at minus 113. Minus 113. So if you want to take out the VIG and find the true line, so I believe it was what? Minus 141 plus 106. Minus 141 plus 106. So the true line on this has it at about minus 120, which is where you get the 55% chance of hitting. And we're getting that at, like I said, minus 113 odds. So we're getting, technically the percentage hit rate based on those sports books is around a little over 52%. Us having the OddsJam perfect line know that it's closer to a 55%. So that's where you get your positive expected value. So that's where the math lines up that way. And then for football reasons, I love it. I mean, I might honestly, if a book offers it, I might try and buy this up a little bit to get it to around 40 so I can get it to plus money, because I think that the books, the non-sharpest lines, haven't quite adjusted to the new quarterback, Mike White. So in Michael Carter's first 5 games that Zach Wilson was a starting quarterback, he never hit over the 35.5 receiving yards. The most he got was 29. But there's been a huge change in their philosophy since Mike White became the quarterback. So he, as being the backup, doesn't quite throw it in deep as much as Zach Wilson does. He is more than happy to take the check down. So Mike White got in around halfway through the Patriots game, and look at that, 9 targets and half of football with Mike White. Obviously, some of those were Zach Wilson, but 9 total targets. And then last week, the real kicker, 14 targets. And they won the game, So I don't think Mike White is going to, throw for 400 yards like he did last time. But I do think that even if the Jets struggle on offense, that they're just going to check it down to Michael Carter. I mean, he played the last 2 weeks, he's played over 70% of the snaps, a huge increase. So another reason why I like this play is they made it, you could tell. So week 5, the Jets had a bye. Or sorry, week 6, the Jets had a bye. So week 5, Michael Carter plays 52% of the snaps. After the bye week, that jumps up to 72%. So the logic there is the coaching staff made it a point to say, hey, we got to get Michael Carter involved. He's a rookie running back. He's played well to start. We got to get him involved. So his snap percentage increased. Thanks to Mike White, his targets are now increasing. And like I said, we're getting it at 34 and a half. I would like to buy this up to get it up to 40. I'm going to look into that. Let's see if we can do that. But to be clear, the official play is the Mike White over 34 and a half receiving yards. But I want to look and see if we can buy this up a little bit. Michael Carter, unfortunately not. So the best we can get it at is the minus 113. But that's okay. I think that's a great play. So the official play, Michael Carter above 34 and a half receiving yards. You can get it either on Barstool or Bet Rivers. And then, so now that I have the player prop out there, I want to look at the game and see if there's any value on the point spread or the total. So let's see. The way you do this is you need to make sure. Excuse me, I got a dog here chewing stuff. The way you do that here is you look at the OddsJam perfect line and you see where the OddsJam perfect line is not the highlighted one. That's where you find your value, right? So it looks like Colts minus 8.5. The OddsJam perfect line has that at minus 139. You can get that on FanDuel at minus 125, or you can get the extra point. In the Colts have to cover by the extra point, so you get them at 9.5, and the OddsJam perfect line has that at minus 131. The Colts, you can get that on FanDuel at minus 120. For me, I would prefer that because it's more likely, the key here is to get below the 10.5, right? Because you need to get those 10 points. Because this doesn't take a rocket science, but the 7 points and the 3 points is incredibly important for spreads, right? Because of touchdowns and field goals, duh. So to me, I would rather take the better odds minus 120 versus minus 125 to get. And you're only getting that 1 point. And then if we keep going, you can also get them at WinBet for 10.5 at minus 105. And if you keep going, if you want to buy up the Colts, if you really think it's going to be a blowout, you can get them at plus 115. Trueline has that closer to plus 108. And that's all you get for the spread. So I'm not going to make this any of my official plays, but if you wanted to get some action on the spread, I would recommend the Colts minus 9.5 at minus 120 on FanDuel. I think it's worth getting those 5 extra points, and you get that point, right? So, and then if you really think the Colts are going to win and you want to go for some plus money, I do think, and you really think they're going to blow them out, that you don't trust the Mike White experience, get them at plus 115 on, I believe this is FanDuel again. Yeah, get them at plus 115. Again, no official plays there. I'm not quite confident enough, and I don't want to mess with the fire in Mike White. And I've seen Carson Wentz make too many boneheaded plays. As good as he's looked outside of those are just too bad. And if you want to look at the total, so again, you want to find the OddsJam perfect line and you want to see where it differs. So looks like you can get over 44.5 is a positive expected value play. You're getting it at minus 130 on either FanDuel or DraftKings. And then this one isn't really, it's only the 1 point, and that's about it. But I do really like this over 44.5. The Colts defense has looked good, but they still gave up over 30 points to the Titans last week. Granted, the Titans are a much better offense, but who knows? Mike White could be the real deal. So instead of putting my positive expected value on the Colts covering, I'm more confident in this over 44.5. That's a pretty low score. And the Colts could put up 30 points by themselves. The Jets don't have a good defense. The Colts just put up 30 last week. And the Jets, I mean, who knows? Mike White could be for real. So you're getting it at minus 130, which aren't great odds, but I really like this play. So I'm not going to make it an official $100 play. I'll put 50 on this on either DraftKings or FanDuel. So to confirm, the OddsJam perfect line has the over 44.5 at minus 138. I am putting $50 on the over 44.5 on either DraftKings or FanDuel, whatever one you want to choose. So that'll be my second play. So total of $150 in positive expected value. The first one being Michael Carter over 34.5 receiving yards. Let me go ahead and lock this DraftKings one in now. And I'll show you my bet tracker. So I have the Michael Carter one I already locked, if it loads for me. So these are my two official plays. Michael Carter over 34.5 receiving yards. I really, really like it. Mike White is checking it down to the running back. Michael Carter is taking over all the snaps from I forget the other guy's name. He scored last week, and then Montgomery isn't even playing anymore. So Tevin Coleman isn't even playing anymore, not Montgomery. So, and then the other play I really like is this total points over 44.5. The odds aren't great at minus 130, but it is positive expected value. And just look at the point total for these two teams last week if you really want to, real quick. So the Colts against the Titans last week, granted it went into overtime, but it was only a field goal was scored, was 34-31. So obviously that would have hit with ease. And then the Jets schedule, if you want to look at their schedule so far, last week, again, both teams in the 30s, 31-34. And then even before that, 54-13, that would have hit. 27-20, that would have hit. 27-24, that would have hit. So these games for these teams have gone over this total. So I really like both of these plays. I'm very confident that I'm going to get myself out of this hole. I will still tweet out a play for tonight for positive expected value. But for tomorrow's Thursday night football game, these are my two official plays. $150 positive expected value. Michael Carter over 34.5 receiving yards and over 44.5 total points. So hoping to get myself out of this losing column. You can see it at the bottom of the screen, but you can hit me up on Twitter at Modi_sports. You can also send me an email at Matthew@oddsjam.com. I would love to hear your feedback, positive or negative. And that's all I got for you. So happy betting, happy watching, and good luck.